This is It Was a Thing on TV.
Total Red Man has ever done something like this to me! It's, time!
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the dregs of humanity!
Episode 259, submission number 143. Don't Scare the Hare. Don't Scare the Hare aired on BBC One from the 23rd of April to the 22nd of October 2011 for a total of 9 episodes.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Rock, beat, scissors, how is it that you get me with that every time? Hi, I'm Jason, and I live here in an underground forest with a hare. And once in a while, I invite some visitors from the real world down here to try some peculiar tasks. And if they do them well, they could be leaving here several £1,000s richer, but only if they remember one golden rule.
Okay, guys, I have to read from my big book of Nido-Keen facts here. The mountain hare, Lepus timidus, also known as blue hare, tundra hare, variable hare, white hare, snow hare, alpine hare, and Irish hare, is a Palearctic hare that is largely adapted to polar and mountainous habitats. The mountain hare arose during the late Pleistocene, and there is evidence that its range expanded during glaciations into southern Europe with populations of Iberian hare, European hare, and broom hare. This species is distributed to eastern Siberia, and in addition, isolated mountain populations occur in the Alps, Scotland, the Baltics, northeastern Poland, and Hokkaido, Japan. Nowhere is it said that they scare easily. But apparently, in robotic form, they do. As is evidenced by this game show that aired on the BBC in 2011.
I couldn't even believe this show existed.
I can't believe it either. And basically, when the BBC watched it, they were like, who the hell put this show on?
Well, we'll get into that a little bit later. I have some stuff to say about that. But this show, this makes cheap look tame. This really is one of the most bizarre premises ever.
Yes. We have a semi-anthropomorphic hare in an enchanted forest, who is also a robot.
Yeah, imagine like a 4-foot robotic rabbit. Basically, that's what it is. It's a robot that's like 4 feet tall. It's a rabbit. Yeah, that's the basis of this show.
The basis of the show is a robotic rabbit, and it is your job as a contestant to not scare it.
Yeah, that's the title. Don't Scare the Hare.
Don't Scare the Hare. There's a little more to it than that, but we will get there. But let's just say this set and this hare and everything about this show was just trippy as hell. I mean, you would have thought this was like plucked from the pages of Sid and Marty Krofft almost. But nope, this came from Initial for the BBC One. Initial, by the way, a division of Endemol Shine. And the show was shot, I believe, in Scotland. Or there was a place called Dock 10. Where was that? Yeah, no, okay, my mistake. It was not shot in Scotland. It was shot at the famous Dock 10 studios in Manchester, England. That's where it was shot, which is northern England. Or northern England, southern Scotland, that general area. Here's the thing. The hare did not live alone in this enchanted forest.
Oh?
He lived with his best friend, a bald, Moby-looking mother lover.
What?
He does look like Moby. You're not wrong.
Oh, God. No.
He is a bald, Moby-looking mother lover named Jason Bradberry, who is a very talented, very storied British presenter. He hosted the Gadget Show for Channel 5 and is actually one of the bases of the cycling tour series for ITV4.
Okay.
And actually, Jason Bradberry holds 4 world records.
What?
What?
Okay, this is from the Gadget Show that Chico just mentioned. He holds the fastest speed reached by an internal combustion powered radio controlled model car at 85.66 miles per hour. And that happened on the Gadget Show in 2008. He holds the record for the fastest speed in a water jet powered car at 16.65 miles per hour. Again, achieved on the Gadget Show, but this time in 2010. Also in 2010, he got the world record for the longest ramp jump performed by a remote-controlled car.
But that record was actually since beaten like a year after that.
Yeah, and the last one is the fastest speed attained on a jet-powered street luge, 115.83 miles per hour, and that was in 2011.
I'm surprised the wheels didn't come off of that.
I gotta say the same thing because I'm sorry, I don't want to crash on a luge going 116 miles per hour. That's deadly.
Like, you've seen the EXPN Extreme games on the original PlayStation. You know how fast the street luge can get.
I've seen enough luge on the Olympics, and that speed is usually like about 60 miles an hour, and that scares the stink out of me. At some point in his life, he's gotten 4 world records, and as of right now, he may have up to 3 of them.
Right. And aside from being a TV host, he is also a published author. He has written the Robot series, which is basically a techno thriller for tweens called Robot. It's a trilogy. It's called, the first book was called Robot, a 12-year-old mathematics and computer gaming genius recruited into a top-secret robot defense force. And, of course, the second book was called Atomic Swarm, and the third book was called Cyber Gold. No Hunger Games-ish trilogy was made of any of these books.
Oh.
Sorry. But they are beloved by British children everywhere. Which is good, because nobody remembers this show.
Nobody wants to remember this show.
But you can't help but remember this show because, I mean, look at it. It's a darkly lit, day-glow, enchanted forest filled with all sorts of flora and fauna, and, of course, the star of the show. Yes, Jason Bradberry's the host, but the star of the show is the hare. He has no voice. He speaks through 2 things. One, his eyes, which are 2 sort of digital displays that convey what he's thinking or feeling at any given time. And second, the voice of the forest, played by Sue Perkins, who, of course, is one of the legendary original hosts of the Great British Baking Show.
Yeah, and half of the legendary comic duo Mel and Sue.
Mm-hmm.
Legend in Britain, absolutely.
Indeed. And since 2021, she has been the host of Just a Minute, taking over for the late, great Nicholas Parsons. So yeah, a lot of talent behind this show and a lot of technology. And this is about as big budget as BBC ever got. And we're not even talking about the prize money.
Though the prize money for a BBC show is really big.
Yeah. The game is played in 2 teams of 3. And each team has a chance to win £15,000, which today is worth almost $20,000. Almost. It's at $19,527.43. In 2011, it would have been, $15,000. So, accounting for inflation, wow. Big money for a BBC show. So, we talked about the host, we talked about the voice, we talked about the hair, we talked about Sid and Marty Krofft's Enchanted Forest here. But how do you get to the money? How do you get to the money? This is how. We have 2 teams of 3, and each player will play one of 3 games, played over 3 rounds. And the object of the first 2 rounds is to complete some sort of physical and mental stunt, which involves basically doing this in a certain amount of time, or remembering this, or doing this and that and the other thing. And the object is, you have to do it correctly, or else you risk scaring the hare. If you scare the hare 3 times before the game is over, the hare will run off with a bundle of carrots that is carrying with them. The object is to complete the task and win the hare's carrots.
And we'll get into the different games in Don't Scare the Hare in a little bit.
By the way, I took a look at the games. Their title is just as crazy as the actual game. Each round is worth 3 carrots to a team that completes it. The third round is a head-to-head where several carrots are on offer. And at the end of that round, the team with the most carrots wins and goes on to the final game, which involves the team answering a series of questions, multiple choice style, and they had to trap the hare.
We'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
So the games themselves.
Yes.
There weren't many. There were only 10 games overall.
Yeah, so, remember, there were 9 episodes. So.
Yeah, there were 9 episodes. So basically, if you average it out, each game got played about 2.5, 3 times over the course of the series. So the first game is called Alarmageddon. 1 player from each team had to turn off alarm clocks. And these are big alarm clocks. I mean, they are probably 4, 5 feet tall, and they had to turn them off. And then the clocks could also turn themselves back on. And you had to keep all the clocks off, or at least make sure that no more than 3 alarm clocks were going off at the same time in order not to scare the hare. If you're able to keep no more than 2 of the clocks ringing at one time until the sun rose, after I think it was like a minute or so, then you got 3 carrots. If at any time any 3 clocks were ringing, the hare goes crazy. His eyes turn like a bright red, like he's furious, and he'll start doing the running around like Chico mentioned, taking his carrots away, and game's over.
Yeah. And the thing of it is, oh wait, you forgot one thing, Mike.
I may have was probably going to mention it right now, but I'll let you say it.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Mike.
The clocks themselves, you actually did see. It wasn't just an oral thing. You did actually see which ones were sounding the alarm, because they were like red in color, and you had to hit like the top of the alarm to turn it off until obviously it came back on at some point. And it wasn't just 3 clocks. There were, I want to say, 6 or 8 clocks. So
there were 6 clocks.
So yeah, you're just constantly moving.
Yeah. And the thing of it is, you talked about moving. You didn't run around from clock to clock. You had this giant sack that you were put into. You had to hop around from clock to clock. So you were basically hopping around for like 90 seconds while the sun was coming up, turning off all the alarms as they were activated. But if you fail to do so before it rings, it scares the hare, and then you have to do it all over again. You're basically doing this for 90 seconds. Suffice it to say, it's weird.
And if the sun rose, you won 3 carrots. If you scared the hare too much, no carrots. Try again next game.
Yep.
So that's the first game. Now, again, there's only 10 here, and some of them are used only in the 3rd round, and others are used exclusively in the first 2 rounds. The next one on the list is called Allotments Impossible. A player is suspended above hare's allotment of carrots in a harness and had to collect up to 18 carrots from electrified boxes using prongs. Touching the sides of the box forfeited the carrots, which had to be returned to hare's bin. Extracted carrots could be placed in a team's basket. So basically what you're doing here is essentially operation.
This is basically the aggravating maze at your local arcade, where you have this giant little sword baton looking deal, and you have to maneuver your baton through the maze and get it out without touching either of the sides. Otherwise, you have a slight electric shock.
We've seen this type of thing on the Cube.
I've seen it on Ultimate Banzuke. Oh, it's by the way, it's the irritating me. It's the irritating.
Yeah, there's different shows that you have to get the what do you want to call them? Electrodes, essentially, through the maze, and you don't want to touch the sides, or else game over, or you got to start over. Yeah, and it very much is like operation. Don't touch the sides. Get the carrots, extract them, put in the basket, and then you go back out there again on your harness. And I think the other 2 players control like the horizontal and the vertical, because obviously you can't like do it on your own with some sort of joystick and then with your tongs pick up a carrot. But yeah, so it's very much like, again, Operation or any of these games we're talking about, these carnival games. But yeah, basically get as many as you can. And that's like a 3rd round game, because again, 18 carrots are being offered, and whoever gets the most generally is going to be the winner. It's sort of like your golden snitch type of game.
Yep.
All right, 3rd game, Bangers and Smash. See, it's a pun on Bangers and Mash. I thought you knew that, though.
Well, remember there was a similar. Well, not really. There was a there was a Bangers and Mash game on Joe Schmo too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No. Let's not go. No, Brian, don't go back there.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't a game. Wasn't that something to do with one of the lifestyles of one of the female contestants?
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Go back to the Joe Schmo 2 episode. We're not gonna.
We talked about that already.
No, listen to it. We're not here to educate you.
We talked about it enough, and I think when we originally talked about it, it sort of disgusted some of us in some ways.
Yeah, Jack, what did you have to think about that? No.
We're getting a lot of mileage out of Jack. All right. So for Bangers and Smash, a member of each team had to throw apples at a series of fireworks, toppling them before the fuse burns down. If they failed to dislodge the firework before the fuse expires, it exploded, frightening the hare. So again, it sounds like a carnival game. Now you're sort of trying to throw the baseball at the target to hit the dunk tank, but the dunk tank in this case are fireworks. And you want to obviously not let the fuse go down, or else boom goes the dynamite and the hare gets scared and you don't get carrots.
Right.
Yeah. So next on the list is hot hair balloons. Not hot air balloons, hot hair balloons. Ha ha ha. And again, this is another third round game. 18 carrots are available. One player sat in a chair suspended by balloons above the hare's carrot allotment. The player had to take carrots by using long fishing hooks and while avoiding motion sensitive lasers, put the carrots in the bin next to their chair. If the lasers were activated, an alarm went off and the carrots had to be forfeited back to the hare's bin. So the hare didn't really get mad in this case. It's just if one of the lasers went off and the sirens went off, you had to give up all the carrots you accumulated. And really, I mean, this is kind of similar to the bangers and smash, but instead of being in a harness, you're actually in a lawn chair, levitated over the ground, and you're actually plucking carrots with your little fishing pole from 6 feet, 7 feet, 8 feet up, and a little more skill involved possibly and also you're trying to avoid the lasers. So a variation of one of the previous games, kind of, sort of.
And of course, if you hit the laser, you got to drop the carrots.
Yeah, you got to forfeit them because you made the hare upset.
The hare don't like anybody stealing his carrots.
No. Next game is Party Poppers. It's Hare's birthday. Yay, happy birthday, Hare. And his party was missing balloons. A contestant from each team had to maneuver a balloon through a thorn bush without popping it and deliver it to Hare's party. One balloon safe outside of the thorn bushes was enough to win 3 carrots. However, popping all 3 balloons in the thorn bush means that the game was lost and no carrots were earned. Next one is Pond Memories. One player from each team had to memorize a sequence of lily pads which lit up. If they made a mistake, a frog chorus went off, scaring the hare. If the contestant got across all the lily pads without scaring the hare 3 times, they got 3 carrots. So basically, this game is sort of like Simon, essentially.
Yeah, it's like the end game of Brain Surge.
It's kind of like Pitfall. Yeah, see what elevators are. Yeah, a little bit of a pattern type of thing there. Right. Okay, next game is called Running Yoke. One player from each team had to transport 3 eggs across a farmyard obstacle course, first from the chicken coop, through a gate and over some rollers, over a hay bale, over spinning stepping stones, and onto egg cups before the bread in toaster popped up. That's the timer. Bread in the toaster. I think we've seen it all.
Anybody want hare for breakfast? Hare for breakfast. Anyway.
That sounds like a double entendre, but I'm not going to go there. Each new egg was larger in size than the last. Each broken egg scared hare once. And just like everything, it seems, scare the hare 3 times, you get no carrots. Bring home 3 eggs, you get 3 carrots. Vase attacks. One player from each team had to transport 3 paintings to hooks on the other side of the room before time ran out. Each painting was larger than the last. However, in between them and the hooks were fragile vases. Each vase broken scared the hare once. And guess what? Break 3 vases, you win nothing. Get all 3 pictures back to the wall, you win 3 carrots. A lot of variation here in scoring. You can tell that. And the last game, and this is a final qualifying game, so this is another 18-carat game. What's up, Shock? Because Bugs Bunny said, "What's up?" Never mind. You got it.
I got the joke.
That's the joke.
So here, 18 carats are up for grabs from Hare's allotment of carrots, and you take them from electrified wires. If the ring attached to the carrots hit the wire, the carrots must be forfeited, and carrots that were won could be deposited in a team's basket. And basically, after 3 of these games, one of the final round games and 2 of the other non-final round games, whoever has the most carrots goes for the final round, which is called Cash and Carrots. This is for all the Tostitos, all the breadsticks, 15,000 pounds.
Hold on. Brent, say it. This is for all the Tostitos.
This is for all the Tostitos.
So basically, the idea of this is get 3 questions right before you get 3 questions wrong. Each question right helps out Hare a little bit. And what I mean by that is the first answer lets Hare get into a garden by the gate swinging open. And that actually happens. The gate swings open and Hare moves through the gate. The second one raised a net above, like, I don't remember if it was carrots or whatever they used to lure him, the hare. And then the third one, the net dropped, trapping the hare, you win 15,000 pounds. The little twist here is you don't consult as a team. Well, you do consult as a team, but you don't say your answer. Every person on the team, each of the 3 people, has a fuse box. And you have to push down on the fuse box with the right answer. So it's multiple choice, A, B, C, but you have to decide which person's fuse box is going to be detonated. If you're right, again, Hare advances. If you're wrong, Hare goes crazy. And again, make Hare crazy 3 times, you get nothing. You get 3 right answers, the net falls on the hare, you win $15,000, and everybody lives happily ever after in this crazy little world.
And of course, Jason ends the show inviting everybody to come on back to the Enchanted Forest as long as they follow the one and only rule: don't scare the hare. And that's the show.
That's the show, but one thing I wanted to mention from earlier about why it lasted so short, beyond the fact this is one of the most insane shows ever, one of the craziest premises, not just for a game show, but for any show, this mystical forest with this 5-foot-tall robotic rabbit. The first episode, people may have thought that it was a Easter special, because one of the taglines to promote the show was, this year, the Easter Bunny has competition. So maybe people thought, hey, this is going to be one and done, when no, lo and behold, this is a full-fledged series, not just a special Easter episode. So maybe that might have had something to do with it, but also I think this is just so crazy, and it didn't get a whole lot of viewers to begin with. The first episode had under 2 million viewers.
Yeah.
That's not good for a BBC show.
Nope.
Not
and
at all.
And it looked like the second one, which aired, 1 week after the first?
Uh-huh.
It got lower, 1.39 million.
And this, I believe, aired on a Saturday night, and Saturday night, at least in England, is a lot bigger of a TV night than it is here in the States.
Yeah. It's it's like, if you want a big, light entertainment, family type game show, Saturday night is the place to launch it.
Well, unless it looks like it's kind of juvenile, has a big rabbit in this goofy mystical forest. Yeah, I mean, if you watch some of the other quiz shows or game shows that air on BBC on Saturday night.
Saturday
They're
Night
usually
Takeaway.
lottery related. You have whatever Ant and Decker are doing this week. You have your BBC lottery shows like Who Dares Wins. You generally have, I don't want to say a higher class of game show, but you have something a lot better than this generally.
Yeah, they also had the British version of So You Think You Can Dance, which aired for a while there.
Okay. But yeah, the ratings for this, by the fourth episode, it had under 1 million viewers.
Yeah.
That's, Chico, using a line that you'd use, that's no bueno.
NG, no good!
NG, no good. No.
Well, by the 6th episode, the wheels started coming off the mechanical robot rabbit.
Well, actually, it wasn't even after 6 episodes. After 3 episodes aired, BBC canceled the show.
Yeah. But they still ran it for a while until the final 3 were scheduled in a mid-afternoon block in October.
So remember, it premiered on April 23rd of 2011.
Uh-huh.
On May 13th, it was canceled. So literally, it lasted 3 weeks. Literally 3 weeks. April 23rd to May 13th. Quick math tells me that's probably about 20 days or so. Again, not good. Writing was on the wall really fast between declining ratings and maybe just the general absurdity of this show.
And the fact that they moved it from 525 to 440 didn't help. But then again, that was I want to say that was the day of the Eurovision Song Contest that year. So, yeah. But they yanked it. They canceled it after 3. They aired it for 6, took it off the air, and then broadcast the final 3 in October until October 22nd. That sound about right?
I think that's a fair description, yes.
Yeah, and the critics basically had a field day with this show. A review of the stage, it said, the actual games are pretty feeble and uninspired, leaving the poor Hare and his robotic novelty value to carry the show. Unfortunately, the Hare is far from impressive either. Doctor Who's Tin Dog K9 managed more personality and maneuverability, and he was operating within the confines of 70s technology.
Wait, would Chameleon have been better than this?
Chameleon probably would have been better than this. But then again, Chameleon wasn't a robot.
Yeah, that's right. He wasn't a robot. People think he's a robot, but he's not a robot.
People think he was a robot. He was indeed played by a robot. He was not a robot.
He was not a robot.
I just love the fact they had a canine reference in that article. That's great.
Oh, it gets even better. I have a future installment in this quote here. From Digital Spy's Alex Fletcher, who says, not since the days of Mr. Blobby and Ice Warriors have weekends been filled with such peculiar antics. Yes, Ice Warriors is a feature entry.
Oh, I was going to say, when did Mr. Blobby become a future entry? And Over My Dead Body, we're doing anything on Mr. Blobby, because that was created by Noel Edmonds, and Noel Edmonds hosted Deal or No Deal in the UK.
It's a national treasure.
We talk about him because, don't talk over me, because he was also the host of previous installment. We mentioned earlier in this episode, Cheap, Cheap, Cheap.
I thought you were going to mention the Noel Edmonds show for a second there.
No, it's all about the cheap, cheap, cheap around here. I really thought you were going to say Mr. Blobby was going to be a future entry.
I love
I will quit this show.
Blobby alone.
If Mr. Blobby is ever an entry, I will quit this show. And that's not going to happen.
Leave Mr. Blobby alone.
What did
never cover.
What did Mr. Blobby ever do to anybody?
Yeah.
That's right. Mr. Blobby is lovable.
We 3 grown men coming to the defense of Mr. Blobby.
You're welcome, Noel Edmonds.
Hey, Mr. Blobby. Hey, he's better than Mr. Bucket.
Mr. Bucket.
Mr. Bucket.
Put the balls in my mouth.
Mr. Bucket.
Mr. Bucket. Wait, I missed the bucket.
That can't be misinterpreted in any way. No.
Put the balls in my mouth. I missed the bucket.
That might have been more fun than Don't Scare the Hare. Maybe if we put
You
put
know,
balls,
that is, maybe.
no,
you know
we're
what?
not gonna put 8 balls in the hare's mouth. No.
I think we found the problem with don't got me thinking about Mr. Bucket now.
With Mr. Bucket?
I think we found the problem with Don't Scare the Hare. You take a look at this show, it obviously looks incredibly juvenile. Yet you have grown-ass men and women playing it. I think this would have worked better as a kid's show.
Potentially.
You have kids playing the show, it would work. But prime time on a Saturday with grown-ass people playing it? No. In fact, I believe John Anson of the Lancashire Evening Post actually agrees with me. He said, if you're going to have a gimmick on your game show, at least make it entertaining. Surely this is a program which would have been ideal for CBeebies. Make the question simple, involve bunches of kids, and hey, presto, it works. But primetime Saturday night viewing, it ain't.
And I think we should say that CBeebies
Yeah.
is like the BBC's kids channel.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
the BBC Saturday Kid block.
No, I thought CBeebies was a separate channel.
Yeah, I thought it was a separate channel too.
Oh, I thought it was the kids block. Okay.
No, CBBC is the block.
Okay.
From our friends at ukgameshows.com, Don't Scare the Hare doesn't really offer anything new. Its attempts to appeal to a general audience are somewhat ham-fisted, and it probably should be the lead-in to Doctor Who, a program that does the family appeal thing absolutely right, but it's not the definitively awful show that many would suggest. It's just a resoundingly mediocre one promoted way out of its league.
Now, I should note that 2011, this would be Matt Smith's second season on Doctor Who.
Yes, I believe this would be the Moab, Utah season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it would have been. Yeah.
So yeah, suffice it to say, us here in the States, we're really looking forward to that season.
It was a great season.
It's like, holy hell, Alex Kingston killed the Doctor. Where is he going with this? So that is the Hare, that is the Scare, and that is... Where are we going with this?
It was just a thing on TV?
It was just a thing on TV. A really trippy, really colorful, really robotic thing on TV. And surprisingly enough, it wasn't limited to just Easter. That's the surprise, folks. People thought a whole season could work. It did not.
No.
But we have whole seasons of other shows here on itwasathingontv.com. Of course, we have all of our previous installments, minisodes, live watches, links to our social feeds, links to our YouTube channel where you can subscribe and hit that notification bell.
Oh no, Zakita's spun off and she scared the hare! Off he goes.
You will stay up to date on all of our future entries, including the next two next week that we have as we continue our incredible Marvel month. Yes, if you heard the music from the first episode this week, you saw the cover art, we are going all in on theming here on It Was a Thing, and nowhere is that more evidence than the two episodes we have scheduled for next week. We have Nebula and Thanos in the same week.
The same week, folks.
The same week.
Or, if you want to be alternate, Amy Pond and Cable.
Yeah. But what if Amy Pond was A, a bit of a ditz, B, addicted to social media, and C, American?
What? Oh, and what if not that Sulu, the other Sulu was on this?
Harold from Harold and Kumar?
Yes. Or alternatively, the one MILF guy from American Pie.
And their best friend is case number 25 from Deal or No Deal.
Wait, Meghan Markle?
Or is it case 24?
Who? You're talking about Meghan Markle?
Hey, no, I'm talking about Haley Marie Norman.
Haley
okay.
was 25. Don't play with this. Haley was 25. I was there on her first episode, and she stood out. She was 25. Don't fight me on this.
Okay.
You are in love. We get it.
She was like 18 at the time. It was like Dirty Love.
Oh, really?
Oh.
I did
She
not-
was young.
I was today years old when I heard this.
Yeah, I want to say Haley was like 19 years old at the oldest. She couldn't have been older than 20. I would put money on the fact that she was 19 or even 18 when she appeared on Deal or No Deal.
Okay, because the only two other Deal or No Deal case girls I know are Meghan Markle and Leo Milani. It's like,
Okay, hold on. I can get. Well, now hold on. This can't be right. Well, okay. Here's what it says. It says, me and her share the same birthday. Hold
What?
on. Birthday, not birth date.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
little older than her.
I know that because you were born in 75.
Thank you. It says she was born in 89, so she'd be 33. This couldn't be right because the episode I saw was July of 2006. That would have made her 17. That can't be right.
Is this another case like the one girl from the Dorkman pilot?
I think we're getting there, yeah.
But here's the thing. Julianne Hough was 16 when she did Show Me the Money.
Oh, future installment, Show Me the Money.
Well, yeah, I'm looking here. It says in 2006, she joined Deal or No Deal, and it says her birthday is in 1989. So I'm going to shrug my shoulders here, but now I feel really dirty.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry for what happened 16 years ago, but oops, I don't know.
Oops. Oh, God.
Oopsie
Anyway.
poopsie.
Well, she's now 33, so we don't have to worry.
She was 17 at the time.
Okay,
Follow
okay.
this.
We get it. Mike was hot. We get it. Mike was hot teacher. We get it.
Where's Jack when we need him this time? No.
I need Jack more than ever right now.
That is the first episode. The second episode, Thanos as a U.S. Senator, along the veins of Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
And would you believe that this was created by Lawrence O'Donnell?
Wait, what?
Yes!
I guess we'll figure all of the... Oh, wait. Did we mention that Sandy Frank is involved?
What?
And you know what that means, kids!
Oh, God. Hold on. Let me cue it up. Hold on. Time out.
Play us out here, Sandy.
Hey, wait. While you're looking, Greg,
Yeah.
I found another link. It says she was born in 1984.
Oh!
So she was either 17 or 22. I think we'll err on the side of caution. She was 22. Phew.
Which means that if that's true, like, she's 2 months and 22 days older than me. So
Well, now I don't feel that dirty.
Joel, play us out.
Come on, everybody, let's do the Sandy Frank song. Sandy Frank, Sandy Frank, he's the source of all our pain. Sandy Frank, Sandy Frank, get about the house all day. Sandy Frank,
Mike,
Sandy
Greg,
Frank, things that people
I'm
come
Chico.
from trees.
Thanks for listening.
Sandy Frank,
It was a thing on TV.
gets hard movies from Japan.
Please be kind to each other.
Sandy Frank,
And we will see you for the next one.
Sandy Frank, Spielberg will return his call.
Who would have ever guessed we'd be able to use that for 2 weeks in a row?
Yep. Greg, roar us out if you would, please.
Wow! Show me the Disney 100. We got 86 winners tonight. We got them, baby. Woo! 86 winners. We found our Disney 86 splitting 25,000, which means y'all getting $294.12. How about that, folks? Think of all the broomsticks and bed knobs you can get with that one. Go to buy some parakeets. Show up Prince Ali. Yeah, he can't get him, but you can. DJ Duggan, Kelly J. Wolf, Britt Massacre, I'm guessing. Robert Trio, Power 415, Akalia, J.M. Her 17, Ohio, something or other. You're a bunny rabbit. I don't know what you'd.
Banoodles is not a bunny. Isn't that right, Banoodles?